I don't know if Oukitel set this one up to succeed. What up, it's I from askivesolar, and let's get right into it. I'm gonna do something a little bit different with this Oukitel P501. It's a 500 watt-hour device with a lithium-ion battery, a 100 watt USB-C PD port that's not bi-directional. It has a little flashlight on it, not diffused. It's a straight up regular flashlight. One 2-prong AC outlet, one 3-prong AC outlet. The AC output on this one is 500 watts. They're doing pretty good with matching these things, like 500 watt hours with a 500 watt inverter. They say it surges up to 1,000 watts. Thought that was interesting, and I would share that with you. 5521 port, lighter, socket, adapter, DC, blah, 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 blah. You have your fan outtakes and all that jazz. They say that the 12 volt adapter is 12 volts rated at 10 amps, which is pretty high. I hope that's true because that's pretty good. They also say that the 5521 is rated the same. Now that's usually shared among those plugs, so you're not gonna be able to get 20 amps out of that. That may not mean much to y'all, but it just means you can pull that power through this device, and it has to share it between the 12 volt cigarette lighter and the 5521 port, right? It has one quick charge USB port and 4 normal USB ports. The little kind of strap. It's an interesting device. It reminds me of something. Let me think. What does this remind me of? It reminds me of the AC30 from Bluetti, which is another interesting device. I was confused by that one. I'm a little confused by this one, but luckily this one is a little more up to date. Let me tell you why I'm confused. Super capable, charges at 125 watts from the wall. Don't know how much it charges at from 12 volt. Don't know how much it charges at from solar. I mean, they have those parameters for you, right? But they don't include the MC4 cable in the device. They don't include the 12 volt lighter adapter in with the device. And I'm perplexed by that. It has a non-standard barrel connector, which is a little bit annoying, man, if I'm just being honest. Jeez, like, and you top that off with the fact that the 100 watt USB-C PD port is not bi-directional. This would have been like a much more compelling device if it had bi-directional USB-C, because I think that would have made for a great power dump. 500 watts, you know, you could have had this device. It charges relatively fast from the wall, 125 watts, which means you can charge it in about 4 hours, maybe a little bit less. But why didn't they put the cables in there? I don't understand it. This gives me Bluetti vibes for another reason, right? The power buttons on here, there's no display button or anything. When you press any of these buttons, it just turns on and it beeps with every button press. You can't turn that off to my knowledge. Somebody knows how to turn it off, please tell me. I've tried holding buttons to no avail. But the thing that confuses me is this idea of the buttons being pressed and not having, like with the Bluetti EB70, its buttons are annoying, not, you know, terribly so. But you could press the button. If you press it just gentle enough, the screen will turn on. But if you press it more intently, the screen, the actual device portion segment will turn on. This one, you cannot see the screen. The screen does not turn on without pressing the button, and a press of that button turns that particular thing on. So what I usually do is I press 12 volt in this situation because I don't have anything on the 12 volt connected to it, or I'll press the USB button to kind of see what's going on the screen. And Jason Noy has this device. He also pointed out that the 12 volt adapter goes to sleep very quickly when it doesn't have a load on it. That's something that I'm going to start including in my videos because I think it's really important. It's not the most important thing, but I think it's cool for you guys to know in these overview and impression videos. There's a terminology that people are starting to use, solar generators, more specifically as it relates to power stations that come with solar panels, right? Jackery's kind of like tweaking the words. This right here, I kind of find it hard pressed to consider it to be a solar generator. This to me is purely a power station. You plug it into the wall, it does charge and discharge at the same time. You can use it in that way. Charge and discharge as relates to AC, which what they call pass-through charging. But that's what it's for. It's a portable power station. You charge it, you take it away, you use it. If you can figure out I'm going to keep testing to try and see if I can find a tip that works with this. If I do figure out that tip, I'll put it down in the description below. So if you guys happen to grab one of these, maybe it's at a compelling price or something like that. It is priced really well for the watt-hour capacity. There are some things you can get for a comparable price that have LifePo in them, but those two devices that come to mind, I have had issues with them, and that would be the Oops and the Big Blue. I've had issues with both of them. I have two devices from both of them. So you can get LifePo, but will those devices work? I don't know. Oukitel also has the I believe they have a CN505 one that I was really interested in. I hope I get to take a look at that one as well. That one has LifePo batteries inside of it. It's an interesting device in and of itself. This one just gives me Bluetti like AC50, AC30 vibes. Keep an eye on it. Check the prices. It may be appealing to you. It may not. That's the P501. Do you think they're going to send me the CN505? Let me know down in the comments and let me know what you think. Let them know what you think about this power station because I hope they'll read the comments. Holla.